going on, you all? Good afternoon. Good afternoon. Listen, I am coming, and this is all informal. I ain't got no opening or nothing. I'm just going to sit here and talk about Real Housewives of Potomac. This is season 10, episode 1. And here's the thing. Here's the thing when it comes to Potomac, because I checked out of Potomac last season. I got so angry at Karen. I did. I got so angry at Karen that I was like, I gotta go. I was around here fussing and carrying on and riding for Karen, and I was so embarrassed. It was like a secondhand embarrassment. And then I was evil as heck with Karen when we seen that footage of her acting a plumb idiot with those police officers. And it just really, I just couldn't recover from it. I just got so bent and I was over it. So now that we are done and then we're back to new season, um, I'm like, what's going on? What's really going on? Hey y'all, I see y'all. What's up, China and D and all of y'all, Penelope? Hey y'all. I I think something changed. Like something really did switch with me as pertains to the show as a whole. Like Potomac was always my least favorite of my housewife shows that I've actually done and watched. When I say housewife, I kind of wrap Married to Medicine in with the housewives. Um, Funky, we call them the medicine wives. But I it's always been my least favorite. It was my least favorite. Because they went into some things that I really wasn't all down for. Like when they went dead fast into the colorism thing. See, that ain't my get down. And I don't really like that space. I don't like that space. And I dealt with it for all these years. The whole thing with the green-eyed monsters and this, that thing and the other and all of that. I kind of you never seen me really zoom in and get down with that commentary because I don't like it. I don't like it. I don't like, the petty of housewives, social status and I got this and you don't got that and a good old nasty read and that kind of thing. I'm cool with that. With black women back and forth with that, because that's just what women do. They're catty. That's what they do. But something that pits black women against each other, like colorism, that's a different type of situation. And if you ever notice, I kind of shy away from that. I don't like that. I don't like that. I didn't grow up with that being up front like that. And I just, I don't know. That's just one of them things. I just don't. It just seems like another extra heavy thing that I don't have to carry. Okay. I'm LGBTQIA. So I've already had to carry that heavy thing, my whole life. The colorism thing is heavy just like that. Like for real. It's a thing just like homosexuality. Homosexuality will never, ever be 100% accepted, nor will it be 100% not accepted. It will always loom in a dark cloud when it comes to the African American diaspora. That's just the way it's going to be. It'll always be that. So thank God I didn't have to deal with colorism, because colorism is a thing that we as a people will never not have to deal with. It will always exist. There will always be light skin struggles versus dark skin struggles. There will always be people on the dark end that feel as though they had it bad or worse, and the people on the lighter end that feel like they had it worse. All of that. That will always be a thing. So that's just kind of like a heavy place that I really don't like to visit. I don't like to visit that. I really don't. That's why I can't stay locked into Basketball Wives. I never could get locked totally into Basketball Wives because I just would not buy into the argument of light versus dark and all of that. And I got tied up real bad there for one while with that mess. And they were trying to call me colorist because I didn't like OG. And I'm like, have you looked at me? Have you looked at me lately? Have you ever listened to what I had to say? I mean, come on. Look at this hat. What's blacker, me or the hat? Ain't no argument, baby. If I could be as black as the hat, I would be totally happy with it. I've always told you all, I don't have no problem with this skin. Baby, I glorify in this skin. When I say it, I mean it to my core. Baby, you can't get with this Teflon that my grandmother gave me. Baby, it's like Teflon. And I love it. I love it. So, no. But at the same time, I have an auntie that is red bone. And I love my aunt. And I love my aunt's skin and her freckles and her red hair. I just didn't, I just didn't grow up in that where I felt like this side was better than that side. And then, they didn't play that. Like that was just something that they ain't nobody play that around my way. And then getting older, I saw it in my family and it was very hurtful. It was very hurtful. Not my immediate in the house family. Not my immediate in the house family. But surely when we get down to like second cousins, and close enough. It was close enough for it to feel like that. And I didn't like it. I didn't like it. I didn't like it at all. And I'm like, my grandmother would never accept this. My grandmother had 3 children. She has a daughter that is my complexion, which is my mother. My mother's the baby. I have an aunt. My auntie is the oldest. She's the eldest. She is red bone. She's red bone. She literally is a red woman where she got freckles or she got natural red hair. And yes, she actually has the real eyes that are this color. My auntie's eyes are really this color. Mine are contacts, but my auntie actually has these in her head. She came with them. And then my uncle is actually maybe a shade darker than my mother. So we had some of everything. And that's not the only we got other family members that are first and second cousins where there are 2 members of the family that are red bone with freckles and the natural red hair. And then we got dark skin and then we got a little less dark. I mean, this is what we had. This is my family. That's what my family looks like. That's what my family looks like. So in my house, we didn't have that foolishness going on. But as I grew older and I was literally grown, I thought, oh, it actually was going on in some of the other houses. And again, it was too close for comfort. It was too close for comfort. So, and I just didn't like it. I don't need it. So when I come here and I'm entertaining, because that's what I do, I'm entertaining, I could take on whatever I want to take on. I could take on whichever commentaries I want. Colorism, that ain't my groove. And I'll attack pretty much anything. I don't really like the politics thing. I don't like colorism. I kind of try to shy away from them a little bit. I do. So I've done that. So I said all of that to say that Real Housewives of Potomac and Basketball Wives are notorious for those issues. Notorious. It became a real big thing with these shows. So it kind of looms over those shows. And then when other things are going on, it just kind of gets on my nerves. And I don't know why, but when everything went down with Karen, that whole thing with her, and then some of the things that she was saying, I was just embarrassed and she was just ridiculous. And I'm like, okay, this does not hold me. And after she was gone, the season really didn't have anything else to offer. And I was like, okay, I really sat back. And when I came back in here and I was watching, it took me 3 sittings. 3 sittings to watch this first episode. 3. Now, why am I here? I kind of feel like I kind of owe it to my people. I owe it to my people because I've been doing Real Housewives of Potomac reviews since it's been in its existence. I don't hate the show. I don't hate the show, but this is one of those shows that I never actually loved everything about it in the first place. I liked some things and everything was cool. And then some things were like, okay, you know, but um, let me just spill it out as we go forth into this. The first thing we actually did, we got our Karen thing going on. Karen's out of jail. They didn't even show her, really. They just showed her getting picked up and going on about her way. You know what I mean? And that was that. So I think we'll probably see some of her later on in the season, and that's cool. Um, yeah, and I'm sure they're gonna be riding her like a horse, child, because they started this in this episode. They had a whole little gathering over at Giselle's house. Oh, we're getting together, just because of Karen. Now y'all getting together to drag her silently. You're getting over there to drag her because that's what y'all do. Y'all do sneak nasty. Y'all do sneak nasty, and that's what y'all were doing. Karen was in jail, y'all. She was in jail. She had to take a shower with other people. Well, I mean, she's only the grand dame down here. She's only Haley. She's only the grand dame down here, and she's not really all that grand. Because after I saw what I saw in the whole comment about Thomas Jefferson's concubine or what, girl, bye. You ain't grand at all. You ain't grand. You ain't none of them things, girl. You a damn fool. And you will be treated as such. So that kind of really made me feel a ways about Miss Karen, honey, and all them lies and all that mess she had going on. I used to really did like Robin. I liked Robin. The Robin and Juan storyline was ridiculous. I always thought Juan was cute. You know, it was sometimes hard to watch how Juan used to treat Robin because he treated her like she was a damn fool. But he was cute, and I always thought it was really interesting to watch Ashley's gay husband chasing behind Juan and how Juan was so cool and calm, and he was a dude. He was a dude that was really, really comfortable with his sexuality. He knew good and well that Ashley's husband was a sissy and that he wanted a little taste, but he's so comfortable in what he got going on that he didn't let Michael make him feel no type of way. And he was cool with Michael. Michael, I thought, was a lot of times out of order when it pertained to Juan. Michael, but there's a difference between this and this and how we operate. Michael couldn't even help himself, and he's not, I don't think Michael wasn't really from here in the United States originally anyway. I don't think. But Michael couldn't really, isn't he Austrian or Australian or whatever, whichever is the proper word. But isn't he from Australia originally? So I think he gets a little bit of a pass because if he was a black man, I think Juan would have probably knocked his head off behind the camera. Yeah, he's from Australia. Okay. Yeah, so I think he gave him a pass a lot of times on certain things. But gay is me. Gay is me, child. He wanted some of that black ping so bad he could just taste it. The way I would get tickled at the way that he would look at Juan. Or he would be looking at Juan like, I said, girl, you better stop. Juan is going to pulverize you if you don't stop it, honey. And again, it only was funny because of the way that Juan handled it. Because in normal circumstance, I would be all over it because I don't like no shit like that. I don't. I a lot of that type of behavior is why sometimes the LGBTQIA gets some of the bad rap that it gets. Because he's not, I said he's as gay as I am, but he's not part of the rainbow. We don't claim him. Catch. He don't claim it. We don't claim him. Okay, so I want you to be very clear. We don't claim Michael. We know what we're looking at when we're looking at it. Michael definitely sends my gaydar off. Woo, woo, yeah. Him and his wife. Okay? So y'all get what I'm putting down. So under normal circumstances, I would be tearing Michael up. I would be, and I have dragged Michael in the past. I have dragged him because, again, his approach where it pertains to Juan would be out of order. It'd be out of order. And under different circumstances, Juan would probably knocked him down, but he just, handled him. So that would be funny to watch. How stupid that and the thing is, Robin ain't stupid. Robin knew. I think that Juan and Robin probably used to laugh the way that I'd be at home laughing about Michael, because Michael was ridiculous. He absolutely ridiculous. Michael was so nasty and so vile that he was just one of them people. So I will tell you why Ashley gets on my nerves. Oh, I didn't tell y'all that. Ashley has always gotten on my nerves. She has always been problematic for me on this show. If her running around being in other people's business, because she's really one of these people who you got everything. Your life is a mess. Your life is a shambles. Yet you think that it's so good and groovy, and you stand in judgment of people constantly. Really, really bad judgment of people. Ashley be having her ass on her shoulders with her nose all up in the air. First of all, Ashley is slutty as hell. Ashley has one of the most friendly coochies on any piece of the franchise of Housewives. Ashley got friendly box, okay? Very, very friendly box. Her and her husband, ex-husband, whatever he is. You ain't never had a full story where the storyline all made sense. Not at all. Not at all. Not at all. Ain't nothing been above board with you and Michael the whole 9 years, going on 10 years that y'all been here. Never. Never. Your love life, other stuff y'all had going on, y'all are all over the place. All over the place. That's why they were swingers. Right. Now, if they'd have just come out and say that, Nessa or Nisa, we would just not say nothing, because that is truly how they move. That's how they move. But Ashley stands in judgment of people too much. Ashley I want you to stop lying. I want you to, well, bitch, we want you to stop lying. We want you to stop lying. You keep telling us you a singer. Shit, your song sound like my song, bitch. But I ain't trying to get booked on the show with Patti LaBelle. I'm just having a good time. Girl, you lie about everything. Married versus not married. If it wasn't them things going on, it was her kids crawling on counters and shit. And I be trying to don't say nothing about the kids. Don't say nothing about the kids. I wouldn't say anything about them little boys. But them little boys would get on my last goddamn nerve. And it's not them, it's her. I would not say too much, because I said, how fickle you all are at times. I say one thing and y'all would swear, he's dragging her babies. I ain't never drug her babies. But her parenting, quite questionable. Quite questionable. Honey, them kids ain't got no type of home training. None. They really do believe that their knees, asses, and feet belong on countertops. Problem. It's always been a problem for me. Them scenes get on my nerves. So I always dealt with that every season. I'm always at a point where I always was like wanting to fast forward Ashley scenes. And I don't want to be like that on any show that I'm doing. I watch the show. I report on the show. There shouldn't be a time where I want to fast forward certain people's scenes. Now, I may not report. A lot of times I don't talk about Ashley. A lot of times I will just not say anything, but I watched all the scenes. Okay, so I know what I'm talking about. But I got to a point where I don't even want to watch her scenes. She be getting on my damn nerves. And when I sat back down to this, I said, yep, I see this. This is just ridiculous. I'm seeing where I don't even want to see Ashley. Ashley, this first episode, and her ambush, because that's all it was, ambushing Stacy. Ambushing Stacy. And is Stacy out of order? Yes, Stacy's out of order. Yes, Stacy tried to pull a Kenya Moore and lied about a mate. You got to have some type of a mate to get on this show. Whether you're married to him, not married to him. She was actually married. She didn't have to bring TJ on the show. She really didn't. She already had a man and they were having marital problems, or they're lying about having marital problems. Just stick with that. You ain't got to bring us no fly-by-night Rainbow Rider and try to paint us this thing that he's your good boyfriend when all along he's your good Judy. We knew he was your good Judy. And now, okay, it is what it is. Now your good Judy, see, and this is the thing. It happened to Kenya more than once, and now it's happening to Stacy. You bring these fake boyfriends onto the show, they get the screen time for a couple of episodes, and then the next thing you know, they start to become a pseudo celebrity on Instagram and Twitter. And then you have a problem because now they start talking where everybody understands that the males on reality TV, except for on Married to Medicine, everywhere else, for the most part, the males are accessories like bracelets, anklets, and earrings. You're to be seen and not heard. Now, the men of Married to Medicine, they actually have their own thing going on. And sometimes it gets a little out of hand. You see what happened with Quad the last season. It wasn't nobody paying attention to Quad. They was paying attention to King. I said it, and y'all know y'all swear I favor Quad. I love Quad dearly, but it was what it was. Just like she upstaged Mariah and became the fan favorite, King upstaged Quad and became the fan favorite. So you have to be very careful when you start introducing these men, and especially if it's not really your man. Now, that was her man, but when you introduce a man that ain't your man, it's your good Judy, and you give your good Judy the spotlight, well, everybody knows what good Judy does when you get the spotlight. Next week at the drag show, that bitch got her own number. And that's what happened with TJ and old Stacy. So the foul is yours, Stacy. Y'all knew what happened with Walter and Kenya. You know, they love Kenya. They're going to be mad with me. Well, get mad. Walter and Kenya. Walter got a little taste of it, honey, and then it was like, well, wait a minute. And then it wasn't that one. It was the other one, the little cute young one. The one with the body, the crazy one. He got that little bit child. He went and got his own storyline. Fought with Peter. He had a better storyline than Kenya. His storyline is way more interesting than Kenya Moore's storyline. Kicking glass, Matt. Kicking glass out the window and all kind of shit. I said, oh, Matt. So you got to be very careful when you bring these pseudo mates in that are of a male persuasion, because sometimes that bitch just gets beside herself and they want your peach. So you have to watch. You have to watch. So all of that stuff was going on. Now they say we got it. Stacy's a liar. Okay, fine, she's a liar. They did keep ambushing her, though, because that was an ambush over at Giselle's house on the very beginning of the episode. They ambushed her, and they wanted to try to make her tell the truth. That was Ashley and Giselle together. Then Ashley invites her out to shop for dresses for whatever that bullshit party that she was having, and she ambushed her in the store. Stacy did it right, just walked on off. Like, girl, okay, you had a scene, but you're not getting ready to have an end scene with me, bitch. I'm going to give you dust. And then she went on over, and now you want us to believe. You don't want us to talk about TJ at all. You want us to believe now you're back with your husband. And your husband, now he wants to film and all that. You better watch that bitch, too. He seemed to be enjoying himself a bit too much for me too. And I think maybe all along he might be your good girlfriend too, but that's on a whole nother level. Okay. That's on a whole nother level. But watch that bitch shit. Hmm. But Stacy, all right. She cool. She cool. Now let's talk about Happy Eddie. Happy Eddie. Finally, Happy Eddie is getting some respect around here. Because Eddie is one of the most disrespected house husbands that there ever was. Child, y'all just done coined Eddie as a big sissy, and y'all just treat Eddie like crap. Eddie is the most pleasant thing over there. Wendy, I, I see. It's a stretch for me to say I like Wendy because no, I don't. No, I don't. She just okay. She's tolerable at times, and at times she's not. So no, I can't just say I don't like Wendy because I don't dislike Wendy, and I can't say oh I like Wendy because I don't. She's tolerable at times. When she's doing good, cool. I sit around and I wait to see what Wendy's going to wear. Now that bitch is going to turn a fashion. She's going to turn a fashion. But generally, when she start talking, I'll be like, oh, somebody hand me a brick. But when she came into that party, Miss Wendy never disappoints. Never disappoints. That gown that Wendy came in, I said, oh, Miss Ashley, in your face. Because Ashley's gown was cute. It really was. It was a nice gown. It fit her nice and everything. But it was stupid. It was stupid. It reminded me of these prom gowns that everybody else is getting, where they have the mermaid tail. And y'all know that a mermaid gown is of all fashion things. A mermaid gown, that is my favorite silhouette. It has always been my favorite silhouette. I love to make them. I love to wear them. I live for an old nasty piece of mermaid dress, okay? And I prefer it be a gown. I live. I live. And I want it the bottom exaggerated till you can't even see their feet. I want it to be given very Josephine. That's what I wanted to give, honey. We're going to Paris. That's what I wanted to give. But these gowns where the girls can't walk and what they've done is took beautiful fashion illustrations and they've actually turned it into a garment, but it's not functional. Just stupid. And this is what Ashley did. And then you put your goofy ass at the top of a damn staircase. And if you would have seen, if you could see inside my head and you could have watched it dance through my head, what I really wanted to see happen, okay, make somebody else mad. Y'all remember, y'all know I love Beyonce. Y'all know I love Beyonce. I love her. But do y'all remember? Ring the alarm. I've been through this too long. I was sitting here and I wanted that to happen to Ashley so bad. Oh my God. I want, just because the fact that she did it, I just wanted it to just, I kept hearing it in my song, hearing the song in my head. I can hear the bass line. I said, come on down, come on down. Boom, 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 to the bottom floor. But she looked nice, but the dress was stupid. It was stupid. It was a beautiful dress, but it was stupid. It really, really was. And we might have let you make it, but the fact that you put your stupid self at the top of them steps because you thought you was turning it, only thing you turned was the person that opened the door for Wendy. Wendy came in there and let your ass have it at your party. There was one person in there that looked like an absolute princess, and that was Wendy Osefo. Wendy Osefo was by far the best dress at that party. She looked like a little black Barbie doll. Beautiful. Beautiful, 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 beautiful. Now that is what I love about Wendy. Wendy's going to turn a look. She's going to turn a look. Giselle, I don't hate Giselle. Giselle's just Giselle. Giselle, she's like OG. You can't There's things about her that'll get on your nerves, and it just is what it is. She's there because she belongs there. Same way I feel about Mariah Huck. Y'all know I don't do Mariah Huck, but I have the utmost respect for Mariah Huck. You'll only hear me talk so badly about her. And then, when she got going on that's good, I'm going to give her all her points. Mariah Huck is going to outdress most of the people on the show. She's going to turn her look. That's what she's going to do. And you can't get her. She created it. So it just kind of is what it is. You know what I mean? You got to be honest. You ain't got to like a person or like the way they move about things. But if they do good, you got to be on. If you're a real bitch, you got to say, bitch, now you did that. And Mariah, every time Mariah hit the screen, Mariah be clean. You can't get it. You're not going to get her on fashions. You're not. Mariah Huck dresses, and always going to wear a mean old nasty pump, always, and have a vicious handbag, because they might have to go upside your head with it later on. Isn't that right, Toya? So that's just kind of how that is. Wendy's going to turn the look. As far as Giselle's going to fuck up a look, and we love her for it. We love her for it. Giselle, her body be right. She's beautiful. She is beautiful. She's graceful. She's all the things, but she got bad taste. She's going to do something to screw up whatever outfit it is. Her and her little stylist friend together. I put them both together. I wouldn't hire him to do shit. Because you be right alongside of her when she be making them terrible fashion choices. It will always be something. It just be something. It's going to be something. It just ain't never going to be 100% right. Something going to be off. What's his name? Kai and Giselle. They are the child Wonder Twins activate. Watch how we fuck this up, y'all. And I be watching like this. I want to see what's going to be out of place. Robin, I'm gonna miss Robin being on the show. Now here, let's talk about this Tia. I don't know about this Tia, and Giselle keeps speaking about my friend Tia. My friend Tia. She brought Tia. I looked at Tia and I was like, all right. It didn't. Her first showing onto the show didn't make me want to see any more of her. So I get a feeling that we're gonna see more, and so we'll get to know some more about her. But at this present point, I don't really care about no Tia. She didn't do anything to make me want to see her. Angel is new. Angel come in, she friends with Kay. Kay's new. I could take or leave Kierna. Kay's irritating. Kay is irritating. Kay is just like another version of Candace. Whine and cry, moan and whine and cry, moan and whine, rinse, repeat. Rinse, repeat. What's up, Dustin? How are you? Dustin Ross just entered the building, everybody. If you don't know who Dustin Ross is, I don't know what to tell you. You've been living under a rock. But y'all need to go and seek tickets for Dustin when he comes your way. My friend is running around here. Well, he's always doing something, okay? He's you booked and busy. My friends stay booked and busy. That's just the Dustin stays booked and busy. The TS, they stay booked and busy. Those are the two. You always hear me screaming and hollering about Dustin and TS Manson. Those are two of my friends that stay booked and busy. And you ain't got to take my word for it. Just turn on your internet and you see them pop up. There's the proof. But Dustin is doing stand-up, and you all need to get your tickets whenever you see him pop up and go see him. And he is very funny. And his mouth is he say all the things that you want, honey. He off the chain. He will keep you entertained, if nothing more than standing there looking at him, because he's a looker too. Y'all go see Dustin. I had, and listen, I'm gonna brag about it till the day's all over with. I'm taking to my grave. When he was scheduled to come here to Pittsburgh for City Winery, and there was an issue with booking and dates, and some things had to be switched around. But let it be known, I purchased the first ticket. The first ticket came to this address. I had my ticket and I was ready. So I'm just gonna have to catch my friend in another city because our show ended up, like I said, it was some scheduling conflict and it didn't happen, but that's all right. I'm gonna get to him. If he comes to your city, he comes near your city, y'all go see Dustin. If you don't, you're cheating yourself. Monique. Hey Mo. So that's that. The Dustin Ross is in the building. Okay. I'm coming back to Pittsburgh and we're gonna hang out. That's what's up. That's what's up. I'll be here. I always got my good eye on you, all four of them. So, yeah, so that Tia, I'm not worried about that Tia. If they bring something with her, then I'll see it. If not, that ain't no big deal. Cute little accent, but girl, you're gonna have to bring me something, honey. It's gonna have to be something tangible, girl, not just a little nasty piece of accent, girl. Cause I got a little twang in my voice too, honey. It don't mean shit. Moving right along. Okay, so let's talk about Angel Massey. So she's new. Her and Kay are both new. Kay reminds me of a whine and crying ass new version of Candace. I ain't going. I don't know. Anybody that runs behind people wanting them to apologize for shit, you already turned me off. I just be like, whatever. Whatever. If you walking show by show, episode by episode, looking for apologies for stuff, child, just go start some more shit. Don't worry about it. So she kind of, her mom is cute. Her mother's good. Her mother look good. Her mother looked like a sister. Like she looked like her older sister. Mama sharp. Yeah, mama sharp. Mama sharp. But what neither one of them talking about shit. What neither one of them talking about shit to make me tune in. I was like, all right, yeah, you had a man that you have a relationship that you didn't know really what it was. You didn't even know what to call it. You didn't even know what to tell us to call it. So I was like, okay. I was cool when I clicked it off last season. And when I clicked it back on, I said, oh, you still here, child? Okay, girl. Psh. All right, let's try this again. Girl. Whatever. Now, her mouth is slick though, just like Candace. See, so Candace can stay. Even though Candace would be getting on my nerves sometime, Candace is going to read. Candace is an old nasty piece of real life drag queen. She's a real woman that does drag because she was a real life drag queen. She would read you for filth. So that was always cool. But I don't like all that crying because drag, we read, but we don't never cry. Girl, cuss your ass out and keep it moving. So I'm gonna give Kay a shot, but stop looking for apologies, girl. Who gives a damn? Oh, Miss Millie, who gives a damn? Okay, now Angel. I don't know that husband because I don't play basketball. I don't play basketball. As far as I'm concerned, basketball players are for nothing more than shopping and climbing. Other than that, who cares, really? So he's retired basketball player, whatever. He's cute. So we gave a couple things with him. We'll look at him a little bit for you. But other than that, he can hush. She is into Zen and meditation and what else they say in that little clip of her is all bullshit. It's all bullshit. I don't know what she does for money. I think she does some motivational speaking and some meditation online to make her money. But that bitch is just as full of shit and just as messy as everybody else. I said, look at her. Look at her. She's walking down that trail and she was steadily with Kay on board for the whole drama between Kay and Wendy. I said, okay, Angel can stay. And when Angel slipped that out there, that's what I knew all that was some bullshit. Again, whatever your job is during the day, that's fine, girl, but this is what you're here for. You here to start shit. You here to start shit. She turned around there and said, oh, Ashley. Oh, yeah, she used to be one of my bottle girls. I said, ate Miss Ashley right on that penny. And they went to showing these old pictures of Ashley. I said, Ashley, girl, they caught you with your panties down. You was grinning and skinning and sliding around with a $5 perm, honey, and they got you. You used to be a bottle girl. So, girl, you can't come and give her the blues because, girl, she knew you win. She knew you win, honey. She knew you when you were standing behind the casting couch, not kneeling in front of it. So I laughed. When I heard that, I said, okay. And then when Ashley got ready to come down them steps, she said, oh my. And then they said, wait. And Wendy said, did they just call her the Duchess? I said, listen, when they started saying Duchess, I said, what is Duchess Kelly Love? Did he get invited? Who the fuck is the Duchess? The Duchess. What kind of girl, I ain't never heard of no Duchess whose husband be chasing other people's husband. Girl, get out of here. Anyway, but didn't that old that Miss Zen meditation sit over there and say, from what she say, from bottle girl to Duchess? I said, oh, see, I knew you was messy. I knew you was messy. She can stay. She can stay. That Angel can stay because it's amazing that your name is Angel, because I get that you're everything but. I got my good eye on you, Missy. I think she's going to be interesting. I do. I think she's going to be interesting. What was I saying about Happy Eddie? Happy Eddie, his little business, and I don't know why he let them call him Happy Eddie. Eddie. That's going to make it sting more. I'm going to say something out of order. I probably shouldn't. I can't help it. I got to say it. It's going to make it sting more, Eddie, when one of my kind get their hands on you and people find out about it. They're going to be calling you Happy Eddie, and it's going to take on a whole new meaning. Just put a pin in that. Remember I said that? Happy fucking Eddie. Anyway, moving on. He's selling cannabis, y'all. And he done moved out. He's in three states. So that's really, really cool. That's really, really cool. But Happy Eddie, I really hate that name. I really hate that name. I don't like it. Anyway, moving right along. Moving right along. Stacy and the stinky breath thing. We can't help you. I can't help you. I mean, there's nothing. It's out there. They done said it. Multiple people done said it in one episode about your breath stinking. And that's just going to be what that's going to be. They're going to always drag you. You're going to always be known that your mouth smells like your ass. And that just kind of is what it is. And I don't. And they said you said a lot of shit that wasn't right out your mouth. And I guess that's why your breath stink. Anyway, moving along. That's it. That's the first episode. I'm engaged. I am engaged. I'm going to work through whatever I need to work through with the show. You know, the elements. There's elements of the show that I just don't care for and ain't never cared for. But it's all right because there's some other stuff. There's always been other stuff going on around it. Karen, I am awaiting your episodes. I'm going to drag you, Karen. You already know because you done made me mad. You had me out here looking foolish. And I'm going to have to get you back. That's just the way it is. It's all right. It's all right. I got some of that old piss water perfume that you sell upstairs. It ain't personal. It's business. Just like you was doing bad business down there, lying to us and acting a fool down there to Mrs. Furthington's finishing school for girls. Now, I can't wait to hear all about your episodes down there in your orange jumpsuit. So you run on, you get yourself a good bath. Get yourself a good bath, girl. Sit down and soak since you've been staying there for that hot shower for a few months and things. You get you a good bath and get you a good soaking in, honey. And then you come on down here refreshed, honey, because we're going to dance a little dance. Ooh, I like to dance a little side step. Anyway, all right, y'all, listen. I love y'all for real. And I will see y'all weekly for this bullshit. All right, y'all. Later. Bye.